Good ID design, Ishmael. By me. What the? Yeah, another day has begun. Let's get sailing. This is a mini-series where I cover IDs I don't often talk about. Not this time. I talk about this one a lot. And my appreciation for them. Going over their particular strengths or weaknesses and what makes them well designed. In my opinion, not yours. While the aim is to talk about only one ID per video to make these short and sweet, I might mention another here and there to show my appreciation. I'll discuss team compositions they work in, and all claims made are assuming that they are in the best composition for them. Quick Gork Quixote drawings my wife did before we get started. Fuck it, Pearl so too. Look at her! Today's ID we'll be folding through is Jiang Office Ishmael. Did you really expect me to talk about anyone else? Maybe Zwymail or Kuromail, but they get my spotlight enough. By no means is this ID underrated, trust me, she's top tier. However, how would I dare make a series called Good ID Design and not include it? Literally the closest thing in this game to a perfect ID. I generally think if any ID was deserving to be among the best, it's this one. I also kind of owe her a video, Lamau. What are the weaknesses of Jiangmail? Bad skill draws. The weakest thing I can say about this ID is the fact she doesn't always have a follow-up skill / duplicate skills when starting out, meaning ramp up of her bright potency is made a little harder. Even then, her discard mechanic allows her to quickly go through her deck skills to find the optimal suit, and also if duplicates appear, there is the factor the hand changes to whichever sin affinity was used in the leftmost slot last turn. This ID really is hard to think of a downside for. She's an actually good hybrid ID, encourages variety in gameplay, and has 4 to 8 speed range for some reason? Bright quickly explained. You can think of it as a unique charge. Bright count is the amount of turns you have to build up bright potency, as it reduces by 1 every turn. Bright potency, the max of 5, is built up by matching skill affinity or ego to the current hand, gloom, wrath, or sloth, in the leftmost slot of the board. When using a skill corresponding to the current hand, you receive base power up for her base skills, not including ego. These buffs are skill 1 plus 2 base power, skill 2 plus 1 base power, and skill 3 plus 1 base power, respectively. Potency also raises your offense level by the amount. When potency reaches 5, or count reaches 0 with at least 3 potency, the skill Kozan is used. Even if you do not build up to at least 3 bright, you get 2 attack power up? She pulls out final power for failing her gimmick? Despite bright buildup seeming arduous at first to manage, she actually has a gambling mechanic on her counter, 50% chance to get 1 bright potency on use, and a guaranteed 1 potency on her skill 3 regardless of hands. Kozan, what the flying fuck is this skill made out of? 5 tremor count, 5 singing count, so always neutral, 5 defense level down, and that's not even sharing the factor that the skill refunds leftover bright potency if you kill the enemy before using the full 5 coins, allowing you to use the skill as a kill confirm move and still maintain potency! It's reminiscent of Mouse in the Tianjin blade. However, there is always a negative gain in potency, which is to balance the factor of how strong Kozan is, and once Kozan is utilized, you get a random hand, so it's a gamble to maintain that afterwards. Jiangmail as an ID encourages variety in gameplay. Jiangmail actually has 2 separate playstyles, Full House and All In. I'm using poker terms because I'm a stupid American and don't understand Japanese card games. Both of these playstyles complement the essence of her being a hybrid ID, but not in the way where she's using dual status, but in the way where she makes you decide how to play. I will go more into Full House and All In the preceding slides. Full House. Full House is a playstyle that encourages the usage of multiple ego of different sin affinities to complement Jiangmail regardless of the hand she has. The reason why I label this playstyle as Full House is that while matching one of the 3 in sin affinities, she's working to make a pair to complement her hand. You might think this is difficult to upkeep considering the ego feel and SP this require. However, Miss Ego Feel. 5 sin affinities? She's perfect feel for Tidal Elegy, Snag Harpoon, 100-footed Death Maggot, and Blind Obsession. Over half of her available ego. She needs a bit of support, less / gluttony, but her team she's in actually have semi-good production of both respectively. Like, there's quite a number of less skills on singing teams and quite a bit of gluttony on tremor as well. All In. This is sinking, we teal in this motherfucker, take your sensitive ass back to Rupture. Literally just abusing the clashable counter to discard skill 1/2, shifting the hand to blue Sakura suit, and spamming skill 3/gloom ego. going all in on gloom. This is probably the method you'll mostly utilize within Mirror Dungeon, but unironically, this is still really effective. It's more risky, but more rewarding due to just how good Skill 3-1 is with guaranteed bright and clashing 17 on base, not including coin power-ups. Oh yeah, her clashing is insane. With conditionals including respective hands, her skills go from clashing 12/16/17 to 18, 23, and 27! As none of her buff conditionals apply clashing power, but rather coin power / final power, this allows her to overall get more damage on top of clashing well. Did I forget to mention her upkeep is insanely free, as if she rolls a Tails on hit, she heals 5 SP due to her combat passive, as well as skill 2 just giving her 5 SP just because as well? Also a cool thing, using her clashable counter actually has coin power buffs depending on bright potency that gives up to +2 coin power, making her clashable counter roll 17. There's so many factors that come into play for this ID's rolls that make it feel amazing to pull off while being highly interactive and fun. How much from Jiang's office does Jiang Mail actually translate to? During Urban Plague in Library of Ruina, utilizing any 3 Urban Plague books will summon Hanafuda and the Jiang office to the library where you can fight her and get her key page. Now, how actually similar is Jiang Mail to Hanafuda herself? Jiang Mail actually only directly takes from 2 skills from Hanafuda's combat pages, that being Sakura and Shuffle Hands. Due to Limbus's overall more simplified nature compared to Ruina, skill 3 barely shares any similarities with how it was in Ruina except for the fact that it has 3 coins and can discard skills. Shuffle Hands, however, is noticeably buffed as it can discard 2 skills with the lowest cost, or in this case, rank, rather than just one of them. A lot of design elements for Jiang Office were actually discarded, lol, in favor of the new hands mechanic that's actually more reminiscent of how Charge was in Ruina. Regardless if she wasn't one-to-one and something new entirely, I find her to be satisfactory in taking familiar elements and amplifying her uniqueness. I actually initially thought this ID was going to be boring to Hanafuda and Ruina. I'm glad I was wrong. Is Jiang Mail good ID design? No. She's great ID design. She's perfect ID design. She's everything that makes this game great in one ID. She's simple on paper but has a lot of variety and encourages player freedom of choice with her toolkit, which, considering this game doesn't have Ruina's key pages and deck building, this feels insane to say, but she's earned it. I legitimately do not have a single complaint regarding this ID. So much so, I had to ask my Discord for what her actual weakness was, Lamau. If they build up the Jiang office in such an interesting ID in Limbus, I'm excited for what comes next, particularly with Ye and Smoke. They fucking cooked. That's all I have for you today. Any other Ishmael IDs you think qualify as good ID design? Anything I skipped regarding this ID? The sound design. Oh my god, the sound design. That you want to cover personally? Have a good day. Be good people.